What's happening, Magnus? I stumbled upon this video and I said, you know what? I have to do a reaction and review to this because this woman is making a whole lot of sense. A whole lot of sense. It just spoke to me. And I've never done a video on this. And I'm going to watch it and I'm going to give you my thoughts. And I'm going to take some notes still because she says a few things. And I do want to remember what I want to say with this, okay? Let's get it on.
Hey guys, today I want to talk to you guys about men and women and the women that men really adore and never want to leave. And you know, to some women or a lot of women, it's a mystery as to what makes men tick and what makes men commit, what makes men never want to leave you, you know. And you know, while men think that women are really complicated and hard to figure out, a lot of women actually find it's the opposite, that men are the complicated ones, since they never talk, they never, you know, open up the way we do. It's very complicated for us to understand that. So just based on a little bit of research that I did, I kind of wanted to talk about things that I found that really stood out. And I really believe that a lot of, you know, women can benefit from this, since they feel that they really can't understand men and that men are so complicated. So, you know, just from my own research, this is what I found. And it's kind of not really trying to go into the differences between men and women. It's more just to be helping you to focus on the few areas that many women can really understand and want to know about. So one is about emotions. A lot of women believe that men are not emotional, and the fact is that most men are more sensitive than women. Yeah, I know, it's hard to believe. But while that might sound really surprising and maybe a little silly, the truth is that men don't really talk about, you know, their feelings, but they hold it in because they don't have the ability to kind of recover emotionally the way most women do. So instead of facing that exposure and then feeling that emotional trauma, they just hold it inside themselves so that they're not as vulnerable, and so that they don't get as upset and emotionally hurt. And we may think that men are, you know, tuned out, or they're not expressive, or they're not emotional, they're like robots, but really they're just holding it in, they're hiding it, and they're protecting themselves. That's their own self-defense. So men are very emotional and they just hide it. That's the first thing. Second, you know, and another thing is they also want to make sure that they don't expose themselves, because if they let all their emotions out, they may not be able to control their emotions. So that's about their sensitivity. The second thing that I found in my research was that men don't like fighting. And as much as, you know, men can annoy us, men get really, you know, they can say things that hurt us and, you know, provoke a fight. It's really that they don't want to fight. They don't want to have those arguments because conflict is not really in their interest. Men love to resolve things. They want to solve a problem. So fighting kind of just goes back and forth, and it doesn't really do anything. So really, they don't like to fight. And you know, when they do, for them, it's not about understanding one another. Like women will go back and forth and argue, but they want you to understand them, and vice versa. Men, for them, when they start a fight, it's about a defeat. So somebody's going to have to win, and the other person needs to completely be defeated, and which explains why men can be very hurtful if they do choose to fight, but really they don't like to fight. And they feel that even if there is a conflict, it should be non-emotional, you know, because if it becomes emotionally charged, then it becomes very difficult for the guy to even hold his feelings in. And, you know, because he doesn't want to fight and he doesn't want to get emotionally charged, he just becomes really quiet and he's distant and doesn't say anything, which drives us women crazy, believe me. So, you know, they may come off that way, and you guys may feel, we all may feel that they're punishing us, but really, they're just trying not to lose control of their emotions and really get hurt and get involved in a conflict that really they never thought would help in the first place. So that's the second thing I found. And the third thing, women, you know, a lot of us feel that men don't like commitment, especially marriage. You know, God forbid the M word. You know, we don't believe that men like that, but actually men do want to get married. Despite all the progressive cultures and the people out there that say, you know, marriage is nothing, it's just a piece of paper. You know, the truth is that most men in the world do want to get married because, you know, it may be cool, it may be nice to be free and single and have that lifestyle, but you know, after a while, that appeal kind of loses itself, and it just has the most primary drawback is it's the loneliness that comes with that singleness. So, you know, they don't like that. And so it may not sound so romantic, but yeah, men don't like to be alone. Men want that companionship, and so what they find is marriage provides that. So that's definitely the case of my research. Men like to get married. They, you know, it's important to them, and for them, it's just as important to them as a woman being beautiful, a woman who takes care of herself, and it's definitely something that they want. So I hope that this has helped you. These are insights and research points that I found that I really was struck and surprised. I believe that men were not emotional until my research. I believe that they did not want to get married until my research. And I believe that men do like to fight, but they don't. So these are some great things in my research that I found. And I got it from this great ebook called The Women That Men Adore and Never Want to Leave, and the author is Bob Grant.
Get that book,
so
ladies.
If you guys want to learn more and, you know, really want to learn how to understand a man in the fullest way, check out the link below, and you'll be able to learn more and get more information on this book and even purchase it. And, you know, a little bit about Bob Grant. He has been a practicing licensed counselor and coach for the past 17 years. So he's definitely, you know, got that experience and he knows what he's talking about. So definitely check out the link below, and you will definitely get a lot of juicy information that, you know, is powerful, is thought-provoking, and things that you never thought were really the case. It's from a man's point of view, women. So it's worth giving a try. And he's not just a man, he's a counselor. He's somebody who has spoken to millions of couples out there. So, you know, you have nothing to lose, and definitely check it out. You'll be very surprised with all the things that you find. I was when I read it, and I'm sure that you will too. And it's gonna be your little tool, women, to get those men to find themselves completely powerless and not able to resist you. So women, if you like this information, check out the link below and you will not regret it. Check it out.
Thank you, girl, whoever you are. Now, let's go over these bullet points that I wrote down. Now, before I get into this, if any of you ladies are watching this, like, you're going to be all biased and against us, it ain't about that, okay? It's just about what she talked about right now. I know men got their problems. I know that. There's certain things that, yes, men should know about women. But these are 3 things that she talked about that y'all need to know. And I'm going to go over the shit more specifically. She said that we're more sensitive than women. That's possibly true. I know we're just as, but it's possibly true because we're taught to hold it in all the time. And when you hold it in all the time, it becomes almost like an exposed nerve. You know what I mean? It's like a dam ready to break. You know, men don't cry, men don't bitch and moan, and you know, get all there's all these different things. So we hold in a lot of our emotion. Okay, and we don't like feeling vulnerable. We don't like to feel vulnerable because then we feel like a bitch. We feel like a punk. We feel feminine. We feel less of a man. So a lot of times a man won't really relinquish all his feelings for you in the beginning. Maybe mid-relationship or near the end when you're ready to leave, or when you get married. He gives it all to you because he does not want to be hurt. Men have a hard time processing pain like that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, hit us on the football field and, you know, it ain't hurt. But, you know, a woman breaking your heart, is one of the worst feelings that, you know, there is on earth. So that is true. We don't like to fight. I went through this in particular with one specific girlfriend, and she used to tell me that you like to fight. And I used to tell her I don't like to fight, okay? And I don't think she ever truly understood that. Is that we are usually in a resolving mindset. We don't want to have the problem. We're trying to fix the problem. And I mean, we want to understand you. But once we get into the fight and you're making us more and more angry, like she said, then now it's a battle. And one of you's got to lose and one of you has to win. And I used to hear, oh, you always got to be right, or you always got to win. Well, she explained that right there. I've never heard that explanation, and it actually made a lot of sense to me. When you get us to the point to where we're hollering and screaming at you, we are not worrying about understanding you anymore. We're just trying to, for the most part, I've learned personally over the last few years, I have a slow building temper. Very slow building temper, unless you know and you do something that you know pisses me off and you're doing it again. That's when I blow my stack, because it's kind of like, okay, you must want to fight, so I'm going to give it to you, okay? Now, that's also exactly the reason why we become quiet. We shut down, because at that moment we're thinking, and we're trying to figure out how to calm down, also, and how to solve the problem. It's true, we become withdrawn, and it drive y'all nuts, because y'all could continue to chatter and argue over and over and over and keep going and going and going and going, you know. A lot of times when I would be in arguments with girls, especially, you ever had those text arguments and guys start sending you those one-word answers? That's when we're shutting down. But you send us a paragraph, oh, you don't care about me and fuck you and all this other shit, and then we like, all right. That's when we're starting to shut down, because we're like, I don't want to fight. I'm getting tired of this shit. I'm getting tired of fucking fighting with this woman. She's gonna piss me off, and I'm gonna get rid of her. That's what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So we don't like to fight. If you do, realize your man does not like to fight. So please, try not to fight or escalate it. Try to always be calm with your man, ladies. And she said that most of us want to get married. I believe that's true. Most of us at least want to be in a committed relationship. You know, men get lonely. Men start to yearn for female company. It does happen. But we do like a committed relationship. Being single can be great. I've had a very interesting time recently being a single Tyrone Magnus. That's another video. But the point is, eventually, my search and my singleness is going to bring me to a committed relationship, which is what Tyrone Magnus wants. He wants a partner in crime, the counterpoint, the counterpart, my other half, the woman that reflects who I am. You get what I'm saying? Who is my complement, my full complement. You understand that? Let me see here. We don't like to be alone. Just as important as women. Yes. All those factors that she mentioned. You know how men want a woman that takes care of themselves from head to toe, takes pride in her appearance and her health and stuff like that. Like you have, God, that is so important from head to toe. I'm similar to Eddie Murphy. Have you heard about how he likes his women? He likes his women to take care of themselves from head to toe. You know, like chipped fingernail polish and toenail polish and, you know, ashy ass ankles, all that. You know what I mean? Like, I like a woman that when I see her, you like, oh, I know her panties smell good. Like, and guys know what type of woman I'm talking about. You know what type of woman I'm talking about. That's the type of woman you see and guys be like, I'll eat her ass right now. Ladies, if you're laughing or you think that was crass or whatever, it's the truth. It's how we talk, it's how we are. But we will still treat you like the delicate rose petal that you are. We will treat you like a lady while thinking in our head, I cannot wait. And that's what y'all do to us. But that's a good thing, just so you know. Because I know when y'all see us, you be wanting to fuck us too. I've heard y'all talk before. I've had female friends tell me stuff that they say to each other when they see a man. But thank you, woman, whoever you are, for making that video. And when you have those qualities, along with taking care of yourself, we will adore you. And we will not want to leave you. You will be just the most precious jewel to us in the world. You have no idea. This is real talk coming from a real man to you. Alright, y'all? Ladies, definitely comment below. Let me know what you think. And fellas, comment below if you agree with what the woman had to say. Woman subscribers. Woo!